I'm going to show you guys a clip of just players getting injured, because I'm talking about sports injury as it relates to like a team.
See him holding onto his knee and down. He is really in some pain right now. Williams on the break. Williams. Look at that right knee. You can't see that.
Oh, stop.
Baron Davis smiling, but badly hurt that right knee. And then Wade pulls down Rondo. Rondo shaking up on
Today I'm gonna enlighten you guys about the I'm gonna enlighten your mind about the effects of sport injury related effects, the effects it has on a team, and the effects it has on a player, and as on a team's performance overall. I'm gonna talk about the negative effects and the positive effects it has on a team. First, let's talk about the negative effects sports injury related has on a team. For example, RG3, Robert Griffin III, plays for the Washington Redskins. He was the star of his team. He controlled the team. He made the history of taking his team to playoff, and he got injured, and without him being on the team broke down, and there was no support system for the team anymore. Russell Westbrook recently got injured and got an tear ACL in his knee. According to ESPN, they said the injury is probably one of the worst bad injury that happened this season, because it puts all the pressure on OKC as a organization, and it puts the pressure on Kevin Durant as a star player to lead the team to a championship where they're supposed to be at. Tyson Gay, track runner for USA, was one of the best runners in the world, behind Usain Bolt. Even beat Usain Bolt in a race when they raced together. He had an hamstring injury and he had a surgery, and when he came back, he wasn't the same. Now nobody really cares about him because it's not top anymore. Now that I talked about what the negative effects has on a player and a team, let's talk about the positive effects injury has on a team's performance. For example, the last March Madness that just passed by, Kevin Ware, a player from Louisville, got his shin bone got broken in a game, and his word was, when they were taking him up the court, was, "Win this game for me." And out of nowhere, the team came out of nowhere and went all the way and win the national championship, just because of the little inspiration the injury has. The 49ers, they had Alex Smith as a starting quarterback. Colin Kaepernick was a backup quarterback. Alex Smith got injured, and Kaepernick came out of nowhere and took the team to a Super Bowl. Even though they didn't win, it took them to the Super Bowl. If that injury hadn't happened, Kaepernick, would not being out there, nobody would have knew about him and how good he is, and the team probably wouldn't have made it to the Super Bowl. The injuries can have a positive effect on the team, because it can bring out other people that's already on the team, bring out the star in them, bring out their best opportunity and really show them who really they are and what they're capable of. Injuries can also have a negative effect on the team because once a player go down, the team's flaws might begin to show because there's nobody that's gonna carry the team to where they're supposed to be. For example, like Kobe Bryant, he got injured and there was nobody else that's gonna be another Kobe Bryant on the Lakers. So that was probably one of the reasons why the Lakers are out the playoffs. The famous quote that says "There is no I in team." It's not been favored in this situation because Kobe Bryant was the team. It was the I in team or hidden in the team. Without Kobe Bryant, the flaws of the team showed, and the quote that says "There's no I in team" was not being favored. Now that you guys are equipped with the knowledge of what a sport injury is capable of doing to a team, you have the ability to point out if an injury happened. You have the ability to point out if the injury was a positive effect on the team or it's a negative effect on the team, and if it's going to be the beginning of the team's success or it's going to be the beginning of the team's downfall. Thank you. Do you need the outline?
You're not graded on it, but it wouldn't hurt me. Thank you. All right, well, I like the fact that you introduced the clip before you show the clip. I think your introduction could be planned a little bit more, but I think that works. Your thesis is identified, but you had a little trouble getting that sentence out. You got kind of stuck on it, and you do preview what the contents of the speech are going to be, and that's okay, but I think you need to be a little bit smoother in telling us how to look at this. I thought that during the speech you kind of come up with a couple of explanations about this that should be simple. Sometimes, you know, a injury is devastating and it takes a team's best weapons away from it and it creates a huge problem, but there are times when a team can step up or replace a player and it has this long-term benefit. So I want to talk about those two kinds of things. And I think a smoother sentence with that kind of transition language in it would work better than just, I'm going to talk about the good things and the bad things. It sounds a little simplistic there and it doesn't flow very smoothly. That's the biggest objection that I have to most of your delivery, is that it's not a very fluent presentation. Your voice is loud and clear. I like that. You articulate very clearly. That's helpful. I don't notice any anxiety in your voice when you're speaking, but the pace that you never sound like you are comfortable while you're speaking, because it just flows in kind of this start and stop manner. There's some hesitancies. You never feel like, it never feels like you're really having a conversation with us. It's more like, what's the next sentence, and I got to get to that. When you listen back to it and watch the speech, I think you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You may already know what I'm talking about, because it just doesn't feel like it's coming out very naturally. On the visual factors, I think you've got some good indicators. Your facial expressions are very subtle. You know, there's not a lot of exaggeration or emphasis on any of those points. And I'll tell you what, after looking at some of those injuries and listening to the people here in the audience reacting to them, I think you could probably get a little bit more emotional about some of those things and point out, how devastating this was, and talk. Or, for example, when somebody stepped up and it's exciting that they replaced somebody or they came through. You do okay kind of conveying that with your voice, but you ought to smile. You ought to, emphasize that your facial expressions are very subtle. You're not doing anything that's problematic, but you're not doing anything to sell the speech. And I think you need to be a little bit more engaged that way. All right, thank you.